So in this video, I wanted to talk about another theory that I have that would explain the stalking. And this theory is the theory that there's nothing special about the people who are involved in the stalking, and the motive of the people is simply hate, and that's why they stalk us. So basically, they're just a bunch of hateful fucking assholes who have nothing better to do with their lives than make people miserable. I think that this theory is so simple that people don't want to accept it, but it's the simplest theory usually is the correct theory, so I think we should definitely take this theory seriously. And I want to kind of go over the strengths and weaknesses of this theory, because I really feel like, especially at this point, that it's a combination of the racism, this theory, and spirituality. Like all three of them sort of combined and made this operation possible. And that's why, I'm dealing with all this bullshit. So first off, let me just start by saying that I've heard every type of theory you could possibly think of. Every type of theory. Most of the people that who say that they're targeted individuals will come up with they'll come up with all sorts of theories to explain the situation. And I understand when you're in a situation like this, you cannot figure out what's going on and everything seems crazy and these people seem like they can do all this shit. You can't explain how they can do this shit. I mean, you're just gonna automatically, especially when you're under stress, just come up with like an extreme theory to explain everything away, because I think it's our nature, especially when we're under a lot of stress, to just go on, come up with extreme ideas to explain it away. And not only that, but the people are using psychology in order to sort of make us think like that. And I wouldn't go as far as to say that I'm above it either, especially with, me believing in the spiritual world and all that good stuff. Which I still do. So, like I said, I would understand why a person would kind of believe that it's more extreme than it actually is, or that the people are more capable than they actually are. So, to explain what's going on, in my opinion, okay, first off, let me just say that it wouldn't really be that difficult to do something like this. All you really need is just to have the manpower. Like if you could manage to get enough people on board, after you've done that, it's pretty simple to just make this happen. Like all you have to do is just get the people that you need to get, and like study psychology, learn a couple of little magic tricks or something, and then you got this operation. Like, it's not as complicated as it might seem. So like if you go to a fair or something, and a magician, you're dealing with a magician, and the magician asks you to pick a number between 1 and 50, and he kind of he's able to guess the number. I mean, that is basically a psychological trick that he learned. And if the gang-stalkers even have that level of training, just imagine how effective they would be as gang-stalkers. Like, you'd have all these people, like maybe 50, 60 people, and they would be trained. They would understand psychology, and they would know how to do little stupid little tricks and stuff like that, little magic tricks or whatever. And once they have that shit down, this operation could come into fruition. Like, they can just start fucking with people, and you would just be overwhelmed by the fact that there's so many of them, and they seem to just have some sort of, I don't know, like, and then they use a couple little hypnosis tricks or something. Like, I don't know shit about hypnosis or anything, but like, you notice how they're always using their lights. I think that maybe that's some sort of, I don't know what that shit is. It seems like it's some sort of hypnotic shit. I don't know, some stupid shit. Because they do that shit now, and I'm just looking at them like, you're a stupid motherfucker. I mean, I really do look at them that way. But so here's the thing, they don't know that their operation doesn't work on me. And everyone had this theory that these people had like some sort of insight that is beyond normal, And my response to that is that these people, after I've been dealing with these people for a very long time, they don't seem to have any insight into shit. Okay, like when I'm dealing with them, like right now, they fuck with me and it doesn't even affect me, and they don't know that shit. Like they legitimately don't know that shit. If they knew whether I was affected by their operation, they would probably just stop doing it, because it would be a waste of fucking time. Think about it. Would you go through the trouble of setting all this up if you already knew that this shit wouldn't work? This seems like a lot of work. This takes planning. It takes manpower. You're not going to go through the trouble if you knew that it was going to fucking fail. No one does anything if they know it doesn't work. If they're sure it doesn't work, you wouldn't put the effort in. Okay, so we're gonna have to assume that the gang stalkers, as crazy as they might be, have better things to do with their fucking time. I'm just saying, like, they could be getting high in their bathroom or whatever the fuck they do. I mean, they don't have to be fucking with us. If they're fucking with us, I'm sure they have a reason why. But the point is that nobody goes into something knowing that they're gonna fail before they go into it, okay? I'm simply being logical. Nobody goes into something with foreknowledge that they're gonna fail, because why the hell would you do that? So if the gang stalkers are trying to spook you, and you know that they're not going to be successful, then I'm just going to have to assume that they don't know that shit. So the point is that why are they going into it if they already know that they're going to fail at it, if they have some sort of insight? So they're basically, my take on the gang stalkers is they're just a bunch of incompetent idiots who, I mean, you know, they studied a couple little things here and there. They joined some sort of Freemasons, those dumbass Freemasons or whatever the fuck. These people think, you know, they have their little triangle hat or something and they think they're so fucking smart. You know, they put the little pyramid hat on, they think they're fucking smart. I don't know. All I can tell you is that these people go through fucking life swearing to God that they're accomplishing something while not accomplishing shit. But let me tell you, even though they don't accomplish it, you would never fucking know if you fucking looked at them. I mean, they look so pleased with themselves. I almost feel bad raining on their picnic. You know, they're so pleased with themselves. They really think that they're winning. They have no fucking idea. But the point is that they have no fucking idea. They literally have no idea. They own every fucking thing that happens. It doesn't matter whether it works or not, because they don't fucking know whether it works, because how the fuck could they know? And that's the point. So they're going through owning everything because they don't know shit. They don't know shit. They're just like, we're so smart, so obviously we're winning. But how would they know whether they were winning or not? That's the whole point. They don't fucking know that, which is why they own every fucking thing that happens. Even when these people have accomplished nothing, they pretend that they are accomplishing something. If they have foresight, let's entertain some of the theories on Reddit. They're energy vampires. They are not energy vampires. Let me just straight up tell you. These people, if they were energy vampires or something, some sort of psychic bullshit like that, they would automatically know that they can't, you know, that they weren't being successful, because they would try to feed on our energy and it wouldn't work. And they would say, I didn't get a feed in. I mean, you know, so obviously there's a problem. The fact that they don't know shit means that they're not feeding off of any fucking thing. They're not feeding off of anything. How, feeding off of what? I mean, all these theories, like I've heard energy vampire, they're not energy vampires. These people will look like they're just feeding on you, or they're so pleased with themselves even when nothing is fucking happening. I'll be perfectly fine. I'll be enjoying my day, and they'll just pretend that they're having the best day of their life off this shit. And the point is that if they were feeding off our energy or some shit, they would have been like, I didn't get fed. They would be upset because they didn't get anything out of it. But if you were to fucking look at them, you would swear to God they were just having the best time of their lives, just in spite of the fact that they're not accomplishing shit. So what I'm saying is that these people don't seem to know shit about shit. I think that they've been taught to do this, and that's it. Like, they were just some regular people who someone taught them a couple of tricks and, you know, taught them how to fuck with people. And that's pretty much the end of it. Like, I mean, of course, when the spiritual part of it comes into the play, is they're just really wicked, evil people. And I wouldn't even say that these people were demonically possessed, if I'm to be honest. I mean, if they are demonically possessed, God gave us some sort of protection against it. Because, man, when I deal with these people, it seems like they're just fucking assholes, really. And they're just assholes. Like, when I deal with them, it's just like I just see them as just these huge fucking assholes who are trying their best to fuck with me, who can't fuck with me, who seem to not be aware of the fact that they can't fuck with me. So the fact that they're not aware of it is very telling. Because they're not aware of it. Like, even today, they were trying all day to fuck with me. They didn't know whether that shit was going to work. And even after they did it, they still pretended that it was working, and it wasn't working. So that means that they just don't know anything about what's actually happening within me. And I thought this was relevant because of all the theories that people put out there. That they make these people larger than life when these people are just a bunch of fucking people from the street who somebody taught some magic tricks to, and a couple little psych tricks and maybe some hypnosis, and they try to build an operation around that shit. Once you get past them, once you figure their shit out, which I did, I figured their shit out, outmaneuvered them. And you're able to outmaneuver them. You start the house of cards that they create around you just starts crumbling. The fucking just starts falling to pieces, man. That's why they keep going, because they don't know what else to do. Either they don't know what else to do, or they simply don't know that the operation doesn't work anymore. And I'm pretty sure they don't know that the operation doesn't work anymore, because if they did know, they wouldn't even bother going through the fucking motions, because it would be a huge waste of time and fucking manpower. Nobody goes through this much trouble to do something that they know wouldn't fucking work. This is work. This costs money. I mean, somebody has to be paying them. I mean, if nothing else, they could just stay at home and watch TV or something. I mean, the point is that if they're willing to go through this trouble, you're going to have to assume that they believe that they're going to be successful. Nobody goes through this level of trouble with the foreknowledge that they're not going to be successful. And why the hell would you go through this amount of trouble if you already knew that it wasn't going to amount to shit? So the fact is, these people do shit every day that amounts to absolutely fucking nothing. And you would have to ask yourself, why would a person with insight, like the insight that we say that they have, that a lot of TIs believe that they have, if they have the type of insight that most people believe that they have, why the fuck would they go through all of this fucking trouble if they already knew that it wasn't gonna fucking work? The fact that they go through this trouble means that they don't know that it's not gonna fucking work, and they have no fucking insight at all. They simply are trained, and that's it. They have basic training in, I don't know, the government, maybe the CIA or something taught them some shit. Like, you know, I don't know, the FBI, someone from the Fed, someone a Fed, or knew some shit. Like, we don't know what the government teaches people. See some psychological psyop shit. I kind of feel like this operation is psyops. If I'm to be honest, like the government is trying to use some sort of psyops bullshit on us. Like, that would be my first guess. I don't even think that it's fucking like they're using any kind of advanced tech or anything. I think they're just using some basic psyops. Like, you know, the government is taught these people, or these people through the government to learn some sort of psyop shit. And they're trying that shit on us. And I kind of feel like that's more probable than all the theories that I've heard thus far. And of course, I mean, the government is evil as shit to be doing that shit to us in the first place, really. I mean, so yeah, the government is setting its snares, as you know, foretold in the Bible, setting its snares for people like us. Okay, you know, that's why we were targeted. We were targeted because the government is evil as shit, and it's setting snares for us, man. Like, these people are trying to take us down. But the point being, so that kind of goes into the religious parts, and then, you know, I'm colored, so you know how the government is with the coloreds. Like, the government would be more than happy to do this shit to some brown kid. You know how it is with them. Like, it's like the Tim Blisket, whatever, all those, you know, they just fuck colored people over so much. The government loves fucking colored people over. If they're gonna do some evil experiment, you know that the person involved is gonna be colored. But the point being is that, yeah, man, like, I'm sitting here looking at these people fucking fail every day and not know that they're failing. I mean, so whatever theories you guys have, like, I respect your theories, but if you were in my situation, you would understand why I feel the way I feel, man. Like, the results, man, these people have no fucking idea what my emotional state is. Like, they just do shit, and when their shit doesn't work, they don't seem to be aware of the fact that their shit doesn't work. So that's my 2 cents on it. Like I said, I mean, you guys, I know you're gonna have theories, and I have theories too, but if we were to, you know, try to simplify the operation as much as we can, that's probably the conclusion that we would reach.